look into the slums of Europe, and one was forced to realize that the real problems stemmed not only from the ravages of war or political strife, but also from the neglect of centuries. To save Europe from the Nazis, millions had died. To save a Europe still plagued by malaria, tuberculosis, rickets, and every other disease that comes with bad housing and malnutrition, to save a Europe, much of it not fit for pigs to live in? Is this what they had died for? In Normandy, at Alamein, in Stalingrad, in the hills of Italy and the streets of Paris? Was this the aftermath they had envisaged? What a heritage. What a Europe. In Washington, George C. Marshall made known the principles of the plan that was to bear his name.
The whole situation is critical in the extreme. But there's no doubt whatever in my mind that if we decide to do this thing, we can do it successfully. And there's also no
a plan whereby Europe could help itself by using American dollars as a catalyst between its own seriously degraded currencies. In Europe, the response was immediate. Statesmen met to examine the plan. Among them, Russia's Mr. Molotov. But when Mr. Molotov became aware of the vast scope of the plan, out he stalked. In Moscow, Mr. Molotov's attitude was fully supported. Russia, though powerful, was still too war-ravaged to give much aid herself. Indeed, in these post-war conditions, only one country, the United States, had the available resources. The scheme was a generous, heartfelt response to crying human need, and in Europe it was welcomed as such. But for the Soviets, their creed was revolution first, rehabilitation afterwards. If people were starving, it was the fault of capitalists. Turn to communism, and then communism would provide the answers. But in Western Europe, the answer was yes.